All right, we are getting ready for the second to last Masters of the Universe video. This is going to be Battle Bones. There was a couple of cool things about this. I have some pictures. I took pictures when I was building this. I didn't do video. So depending on how well it works out when I go to edit it all, you might see some of the pictures in there. If not, I have other ways of showing you the parts that I was thinking of, and so we might end up doing that too. I'm going to probably do a little quick review at the end, like I did with the last Masters of the Universe thing I did with the Talon. We're going to look at the figures that came with this set, and then that's about it for this set. And then the next big thing will be Castle Grayskull. We'll do a review of the set for that. I have not taken it apart, and I probably will not be taking it apart just yet. I'm thinking of doing something with it, but I am debating very much with myself over it because of the frustrations I have with these Megaconstrux stuff. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the video. Battle Bones is waiting. So yeah, Tom's here with his toys. He's ready to share. Let's get to sharing. All right, so I'm going to talk briefly about this set. Some of the stuff that I pulled up. It was It was designed in 1985 for the original Masters of the Universe line. It never appeared in the cartoon show. It only appeared in the mini comics. And in the mini comics, it was a dinosaur that Skeletor brought back to life with his magic to serve as kind of like a steed for him. Eventually, it ended up, becoming one of He-Man's pals in a sense, but that's how they explained why you could use it for either the good guys or the bad guys, because at one time it was, and then it wasn't. It is designed to... there we go. It is designed, even in this form, to be able to hold 8 figures. On the original toy, it had, I'll just call them U-clips, right? And they came out to the side, and you would stick the figure on like so, and they would be a little like carrying case for your He-Man figures. And then it also had another feature, the original toy, and this toy replicates it with a storage container here for weapons. So the tagline for it was more than storage and more than something else. It's, oh crap, I had it in my head until 2 seconds ago. Basically, it was more than storage, more than a carrying case. It's Battle Bones, right? It did appear in the 2000 show, I want to say. If not, I know there was a toy version of it. I didn't watch the 2000 show too much. I've seen pictures of the toy from the 2000X line, and it's, got a long tailed metal plate, stuff like that. So it looks very different. But this is basically a little bit souped up from the original look, but this is basically your original 1985 Battle Bones. The head was not as detailed, actually, but everything else is pretty much the same. The color on the original one was a very bright white, closer to the table than to this kind of creamy bone white that they used for this set. And I prefer this kind of yellowy cream bone white. It makes it look a little bit more aged, like it's supposed to be in the comic that it appeared in. And so what you can do with this is, like I said, we can take our minifigures, and we'll look at them after we're done looking at Battle Bones here. And for the Megaconstrux line, they have little holes here in the back, and you just line it up with the tab. And let's get your weapon out of the way here. And we'll just stick them on. Oh! Alright, let's move this so I can do it a little easier then. Alright, now we can do it. My hand won't get in the way. Oh, come on, Man-at-Arms. Tolerance issue. This is something that I was harping on about in the last, there we go, thing is the tolerance stuff. So, yeah, you can still use it to hang your guys. Wow. That's just so ridiculous, though. At least with the original toy, the clips kind of look better, but... So, the way they show it on the... Come on. On the comic, is the heroes and villains and all that were like putting their arms over it and riding them that way through the ribs. And you could actually, and you can do it with this toy too. There you go, kind of. Doesn't fit too well, but you can have them ride, just like Skeletor and He-Man did in the comic. And so let's go ahead and take a look at what Battle Bones can do besides, you know, collapse under my astounding pressure. Boom, boom, boom. Opens his mouth, of course, to reveal all these cool weapons. Axes, spear. I like the spear. We've got a halberd. We've got another little axe, like a throwing axe, I guess. Another throwing axe. Lots of axes. We got a sword. We've got a ray gun. Pew pew. Oh, come on, you. All right, here's ready. There. Got another little red gun. Got this gun here. Got a shield. I like the shield. Got a gold version of the power sword. We've got a blue version of the power sword, which I'm thinking, even though it's probably not, I'd like a purple one for Skeletor. Got another battle axe. Got a shield. And another gun. In black. And anyone can hold these weapons. Doesn't matter. Like, we can give Man-at-Arms. We'll give him... Where'd it go? We'll give him the little blaster here. Slide into his hand. Or just... Come on, you. There. So he's armed now. So yeah, so you can store a bunch of weapons in Battle Bones' mouth, but when you don't have weapons in there, it's got a lot of space. You could put a minifigure in here, since Man-at-Arms is at hand. And now, chomp, 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 chomp. We'll just leave them in there for now. There is a joint here, and it holds really well. There is a joint on the leg, a joint here, and a joint at the foot. So we've got a bunch of posability. There is another joint here. It's the same as this one. So, you know, we can pose them up. Same joints on this leg. Another similar joint again. And then we've got a joint at the tail that is a little stiff because I almost never turn it, but can let you use this tail like a whip, I guess. Put this back on here. There we go. So, you know, you can get pretty good pose out of him. You could have him almost chewing his own tail. Tail's just a little too short. It's not going to fit to his mouth. But so he has the ability, like you can make him scale up the side of Castle Grayskull. I've done that. So it's very poseable. There's no real toe movement. I mean, they can move up and down. There is back and forth on this one. That's about it. So, yeah, so he's supposed to be like a dinosaur, which kind of ties into what they were going to do later in the series when He-Man was going to go to the past and they were going to have Hero, all this kind of stuff, and you would have seen more dinosaurs at the time and giants and stuff like that. All right, so let's go ahead and push old Battle Bones here off to the back. Oh no, he lost a foot. And we're going to look at the figures that came with him. So this was actually a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive set. I paid $45 for it online when I got it. So this is the Mossman that came with it. You can buy Mossman separately. I believe he came on his own card stock. But this one is flocked. I've talked about that before with the Panther guy, where it used to be flocked. So is not Beastman, but Mossman. The original Mossman toy was flocked, and you can kind of see it's kind of fuzzy looking. And that's because he is. He has a very soft kind of velvety covering to him, which I like. So yeah, he's supposed to have another armband that popped off that's upstairs inside Castle Grayskull right now. You know, usual articulation. Turn this, and this, and this. Head's on a ball joint. Turn his waist. Leg movement and knee. And you can kind of. And it comes with his mace. So that is Mossman. Hey, go away, Mossman. Fine. Be that way. And here we have Man-at-Arms. This is not the Funimation cartoon version Man-at-Arms. And I will tell you how you can tell in just one sec. He's missing his mustache. That's right. This is the toy version of Man-at-Arms. I do have the comic book version as well. And the comic book version is just a lighter green color. I got the comic book version because it came with a set that had like He-Man, Man-at-Arms, Teela, and a Skeletor, and I think Faker, I want to say. But I got them because I liked the comic book variants. I actually have the comic book variant of Teela here because I don't know, well, I know where she is. I just have the wrong Teela with me. So yeah, so this is a clip-on piece, but it's his shoulder armor. It's got his leg armor. You can take this off if you take off his head. The helmet does not come off, I don't believe. It does, but nothing underneath it. Yeah, this is just Man-at-Arms. You can also take this, and any weapon that has that little post thing on the back, we can. Let me see if I can line it up properly. Come on, you. It's supposed to fit right on there. One sec. Let me see if I can do it. While I'm looking through the camera, I know it sounds weird, but there we go. It's actually difficult to do it through the camera when you can't really see your own hands, oddly enough. So yeah, you can store that weapon. Some of the guns had that on there, like this gun. I could just... so you can kind of get Man-at-Arms armed up. Which I think, there we go, the original toy could do as well. All right, let's give you back your War Club. So I mentioned it in the last video, and you'll notice it here. None of these guys have guns. The first guy that came with a gun in the toy line was Zodak. Instead, so the Teela that came with this has her snake hood. But this is a different variant of Teela. Same costume, all that. She didn't come with the snake hood. Her staff is smaller. Different coloration, white on her boots. Same problem that I seem to find with all the guys. Her eyes are slightly off. Very nicely painted lips, though, honestly, which is weird because they got the lips nice, but her eyes are just slightly cross-eyed. So this is the Faker that came with this set. And the Faker that I have that you'll see with the Castle Grayskull set when I look at the rest of the figures is a non-battle damage version. This is supposed to be a battle damage version of the android Skeletor made to try and trick everyone into thinking He-Man was bad. So he's got the damaged face, his arm is exposed, leg exposed, the whole lower arm here. And then if you lift this up, it's on the other one too. He has, like the 1980s toy has, he has his little tape cassette thing and is painted on his chest there. He's got, if you look, he has Skeletor's top piece, though the rest of it is He-Man. And you can take his fake sword and store it back here if you want. And so that's Faker. I actually quite like this Faker, even though I almost never display him, just because it's different. I like the whole battle damage outlook to them. And the pink is kind of cool, actually. I'm not a big, like, oh, bright pink, right? Not because it's like, oh, you know, girly. No, it's just usually it looks so garish, but for some reason it really works with Faker. So yeah, so these are the 4 figures. Well, these are almost the 4 figures. At least these are the 4, in variation at least, the 4 figures that came with the old Battle Bones here. So yeah, so this is what you got with the SDCC Battle Bone set. Let's take him off to the side. I'm going to put his foot back on. That came off because I'm nice like that. And I want to show off the thing that was kind of cool. I'm going to show it off here. I might show it off in pictures if I get the pictures in here like I'm trying to do. But we're going to get these guys out of the way. Bye. And we're going to rip him in half. And show why this is actually one of the cool things that I don't see with Lego that I actually liked with this is this gray thing here. There we go. Is rubber. And that's part of what keeps the joints holding solid like that. And this goes on here. Let's see here. Yeah, you can hear that snap when I put it together. This set wasn't too difficult to put back together. Not like the Talon Fighter was. It still had its issues. Like I said, a lot of this issue that I seem to be having with these Megaconstrux sets as I go through and I'm building them and looking at them for my review purposes is the tolerance is sometimes a little wonky, right? And it worries me because stuff like, you'll get stuff like, you know, stress marks because it's just too tight. But at the same time, if they make it any looser, it's just going to fall apart. Do I recommend buying this? Only if you're really like a Masters of the Universe fan. The price isn't too bad. You get some cool little figures with it. And as a display piece and playing with it, it's fun to... I will say this. They are fun to play with, right? I cannot deny... Oh, I missed completely. I cannot deny I have fun goofing around with these sets. But putting it together was not as enjoyable as I would have liked. And that is the one thing I do have to caution you on is if you're buying this to... with the idea of, oh, it's going to be so much fun to put together. Yeah, you might enjoy it, but at the same time, if you're used to Lego, you're going to find yourself a little bit frustrated. The directions are interesting, right? They're not, the directions aren't super bad, but they are a little, they have, okay, sorry. The dog was looking for my attention, so I had to pause there real quick. But yeah, I'll just show it on this. The direction, this is the Roton's directions again. The directions are nice in that they kind of color in where the piece should fit, right? So you know how you want to lay the piece down, but at the same time, the angles they use are just, it's not... I would love if Lego started doing this color the squares thing for some of their sets. But at the same time, the angle that Lego uses to, in their directions for some reason, I just feel works better. So there are pros and cons. The directions for some of these sets are really nice. Like this one had a, the directions are kind of like Roton, right? Roton has... It's a nice glossy paper, right? Kind of thick, all that kind of stuff. Doesn't feel bad to the touch. But then you'll have directions like the Panther Art Point Dread set. And it's still a glossy paper, but the quality of the paper feels less for some reason. So there are ups and downs to the set. Do I recommend buying it? Like I said, if you're a Masters of the Universe fan, yeah, go ahead and buy it. You might enjoy building it more than I did. I've built it twice now. And for me, the enjoyment came when I was done with it for the second time especially, and when I thought about it the first time as well. I love it as a display piece, and I love it as a piece to play with. It is great for those. In fact, I would say it rivals Lego in the ability to play with it. The tolerances are a little lower. I do worry that I'm going to find breaking clips here and there, whereas I don't really worry about that with Lego. So there is that concern, though. So it's a toss-up, right? I got it because I love He-Man stuff, and it looks... I have displayed next to my Lego Firehouse for the Ghostbusters on my shelf. And Castle Grayskull, it's like in the middle of them. And it looks great displayed. It's, you know, they're fun to play with. And I don't think I would be too upset if it broke. But at the same time, I don't worry about my Ghostbusters Firehouse set breaking like I do with these. So I am not going to tell you it's a definite buy. In fact, I'm trying not to tell anyone that anything's a definite buy, because everyone has very varied tastes. But I will explain the reasons why I bought it. You know, I've explained it in the past. He-Man has a very, very big part of my heart from when I was little. And I have a lot of fond memories of with my son and my wife and all that kind of stuff. We one day spent a day just watching He-Man with my boy when he was much younger. So there are, you know, really good memories tied up with He-Man for me. And that's part of why I bought the set, for the display and the play. But if you don't have any real big connections to He-Man, I wouldn't buy it. If you do, for whatever reason, and it means something to you, yeah, great. Buy it. The price wasn't too bad, like I said, when I got it, for an SDCC exclusive. But yeah. Anyway, so this is Battle Bones. And this is Faker. And Faker and Battle Bones are about to head off on another adventure into the wild unknown. Get on there, Faker. There. Ready? And away they go. And with them leaving, boom, 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 boom. Uh-oh. Wait, turn your head. I said turn your head. There we go. Oh, no. Let me help you. Boom, 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 boom. And as they go on their adventure, we're going to go on ours. And have a great day, guys. I'll see you around.